Welcome to Fourth and Forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network. Join hosts Dan, Richie, and TD as they break down the latest news and storylines across the NFL, featuring game predictions, breakdowns, heated debates, live Patreon callers, and everything in between. Catch Fourth and Forever every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. We are live here on the Fourth and Forever show with my boy TD Fins Talk, a.k.a. Tony Dow, and I'm Richie. We got some breaking NFL news we're going to jump right into before anything else. I mean, you talk about a man getting – this is a movie material level breaking news that I think you can literally write a movie. You can create a movie on what we're about to witness here. Breaking NFL news. Let's start off with this, TD. Phillip Rivers signs with the Colts practice squad. The Colts are in a desperate time right now. They cannot tank for a better draft pick because the Jets own that pick. So they are doing everything they possibly can to save their season. We're going to get into that and everything else right here on Fourth and Forever. How are you doing today, TD, before we get into the news?
I'm doing great, man. Beautiful day. We missed all this yesterday, so I'm excited to talk ball. We got a lot of things on the docket today, so y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and share the video. Let's get it.
Yeah, yesterday TD was traveling home from New York, so we were unable to do any type of Fourth and Forever show, but we were able to do, of course, the AFC East Roundtable, so make sure you guys check that out. We are without Dan Mitchell all week long. I know everyone in the chat's going to be saying, where's Dan? Where's Dan? Where's Dan? Dan's not with us this week. He's taking a nice week off, as he so deserves because of all the hard work that he puts in. So that is that answer. Let's get into the breaking news now here, which is Phillip Rivers officially coming out of retirement and being signed to the practice squad of the Indianapolis Colts. TD, your first reaction. This man's 44 years old, and he's a literal grandfather. He's not, that's not like a saying like, oh man, this guy's no, he's a literal grandfather, and he's out there trying to save the Colts season.
Well, isn't he up for being selected for the Hall of Fame this year? Still trying to get.
Yeah, he was one of the finalists.
Finalists, right? So he's still trying to be selected, man. Put this man in the Hall of Fame because you got to add this.
Well, if he plays, though, it's going to be delayed 5 years.
Really? Is that how it works?
Yeah, you have to be retired for 5 years before you're eligible. And
he retired for 5 years.
Yeah, but if he plays, then it's going to reset the clock, and he's going to have to wait another 5 years. It's going to be delayed.
Have you confirmed that?
Yeah, Adam Schefter tweeted it.
So what if he went in the Hall of Fame and won it this year and wanted to play next year?
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't think that's – well, that's why they wait 5 years, to avoid this situation. Exactly.
Oh, my God. But he hit his 5. Oh, man, this is crazy work, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Fun. This is just fun. I have, like, what you want me to say, man? You know, they bring in a quarterback who does this well. Does it? What are we supposed to do here? What are we supposed to do? This is a fun story. That's all. I don't have any expectations. I'm open to being wild, but the one thing I'm not open to is being disappointed. He's 44 years old, and by the way, happy belated birthday. His birthday was yesterday. He just turned 44 years old yesterday, man. Get on the field. Maybe he's still got some sling action in him. I don't know, man. But this is a fun story. You know, that means people are going to have eyes on Phillip Rivers. He doing anything? Man, listen, who he playing this week? Who he playing?
I don't know if he's going to play right away, you think? The cool story is he's reuniting with his coach from the Chargers. Steichen was actually on the Chargers, which is a really cool little story. But the Colts
probably not playing this week then.
Yeah, there's no way, bro. I don't know.
Probably next week. They got to see how he feels this week, man. But
I mean, they're in a spot. They're out of the playoffs right now, but they're 8-5, so they're right in it. They don't got to win out to make the playoffs. They got to, if they win 2 of the last 4, there's still a chance. But their schedule is really difficult.
Yeah, I know. But it makes it easier for those difficult teams too. That's what sucks. So I don't know what to expect here, but I will say this, man. Defenses, man, don't go out there trying to kill this man. All right. I'm gonna be honest, Richie. Why is he doing this?
Because he's Phillip Rivers, man. It's a perfect story.
Like
It's just
nobody else is available out there. Like, I mean, is there nobody retire right now
Derek
that
Carr is the only one I can think
Derek
of.
Carr? Yeah. Derek Carr. That's about it. Huh?
Ryan Tannehill, your boy.
Tannehill, yeah, but Tannehill say he's happy with his. I don't know. I mean, yeah, this would have been the right situation for him.
Russell Wilson really
Well,
asked to be released.
He's on the roster still?
Yeah, I mean, I would say he would have to go to the Giants and demand a release.
Could you imagine him going to the Giants?
Andrew Luck. Can you imagine Andrew Luck was the guy to come save the Colts?
No. Let me ask you this. Imagine Russell Wilson going to the Giants, asking for a release, but then the Texans put a waiver claim in on him just because to make sure he can't go to the Colts. Because who's first? Are they third place now?
In the division?
Yeah, what are the Texans?
Texans are second. Texans are in the playoffs right now.
I did not realize the Colts went from first to third.
Yeah. They have the same record as the Texans, but Texans have the tiebreaker over them.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. What if Tennessee claimed them? But listen, man, this is just a fun story, Richie. Everybody's gonna be eyes on what old man Rivers gonna do. Old man Rivers. And we'll see, man. This is just a fun story. Can't break down any X's and O's of what he does well and what he doesn't. We don't know how his mobility, how he moves, his arm, is it still moving right? We just gotta wait and see if he even sees the field. This is just a signing right now. We still don't even know if he's gonna see the field. We gotta see. We gotta wait.
And he worked out with them, which resulted in the signing. So maybe he impressed in the practice. But if he goes out there and just gets the Colts to the playoffs and gets them to a playoff game, and dare I say win a playoff game, that's like they got to make a movie out of it. It really is unbelievable.
He'll be coming back next year, man. Hey, man, I'm just trying to play for a team and get some of this era money.
Brady retired at 44, right?
I believe so.
45, because that's the same age that he's. But the difference was Brady was playing every year up until his 44-year-old season. He's been on the couch for 5 years, being a high school coach and being a father of, I think, he has many kids, and he has grandchildren. So
would Brady be eligible to play in the NFL again if he wanted to?
With the broadcast deal, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Like sit that down and say, hey, I'm gonna take some time.
Actually, he's a minor. The Raider ownership may make him ineligible. That would be the issue, not Fox's deal. If I had to assume, I don't know.
Yeah, this is definitely breaking precedent. So all eyes going to be on it. They're just going to want to see how he looks with them. And imagine if he goes out there slinging the rock and gets a victory. This is going to be a movie-worthy story.
You best believe that. That's
imagine a Super Bowl, Richie.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Whoa.
I don't know about that one. Folks, if you want to check out one of our proud sponsors here on Fourth and Forever and Roundtable Sports, Vitamin Energy with benefits. You guys get a buy one, get one free discount with the code BOGO Roundtable. You guys can check them out. Vitamin Energy is in all your local shops. But why would you go to a 7-Eleven or your local grocery store when you can buy one online and get one for free? So go over there, check them out. They got so many different options. They're extremely really efficient to keep you guys energized for 7 hours straight with no sugar crash, none of that. So make sure you guys go check out Vitamin Energy. Big time shout out to them for being a sponsor here on Fourth and Forever. Super chat from Tony. Diaz is a snake. # smoke Bob. No Bob the smoke, but yes, Diaz is a snake, and he's referring to baseball. We had some devastating baseball news today, which is the Dodgers continue to be ruining baseball. They basically stole the Mets closer in free agency, and they are just ridiculous. The Dodgers.
It's free agency. That's how it works.
Yeah, but you don't get it. The Dodgers are like, in baseball, there's no cap of how much money you can spend, and they're just deferring all their money. They're ruining baseball. Like it just feels like there's no one will ever be able to contend with the Dodgers because of all
Every
the money.
owner has an opportunity to do the same.
Yeah, but no owner is doing it, has the capital to do that.
Come on now. Some of them have the capital. They just don't. Well, I'm not.
Or in the market. It's also a market thing.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, but Diaz is a snake. He could have gone anywhere else, but he has to go to the Dodgers.
Try to tell you, man. I tried to tell you, Richie, but it's all right.
Try to tell you what?
Stop rooting on the Mets, man. You're wasting your time.
I ain't wasting no time. It's not even about the Mets. It's about the Dodgers ruining baseball. This isn't about the Mets losing Diaz. It's about where he went. I mean, can you imagine the NFL didn't have a cap?
Yeah, it would probably be very exciting.
There's going to be a lockout in 27 for baseball because of this situation, because the CBA's up. But that's a whole other conversation to have. All right. Let's get into some other conversations here across the NFL. TD, where do you want to go?
Eagles Chargers last night, man. We have to hit that. Got to break it down.
Eagles and Chargers last night. Jalen Hurts, man. Yikes. Jalen Hurts. 4
interceptions in that game, but it's classic Chargers defense too.
5 turnovers too, total.
This is why I've been
Were you watching the Monsters Inc. though? Were you watching the Monsters Inc. broadcast?
No, I wasn't.
What? You're the one with kids.
Man, I was hanging out with the wife, watching the game, chatting the whole time. But yeah,
you should have put on the Monsters Inc. The wife would have loved it.
I didn't even know. I didn't know that was a thing. But thank you.
Yeah, you know, like the movie Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
there was literal an alternate broadcast where like they simulate exactly what happens in a Monsters Inc. form. So you got Mike Wazowski against Sully, and like it's pretty ridiculous, honestly, how they're able to pull it off.
Is it every week they do that?
Not every week. It's very like once.
Man, I just found out about the Prime Cam. So yeah.
What Prime Cam?
Like Thursday Night Football on Prime.
The Prime Vision.
Yeah, Prime Vision. I just found out about that. So
that's cool, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's absolutely awesome.
The whole field, yeah.
So you missed out. Did anybody in the chat watch the Mike Wazowski and the Sully? I'm trying to see if there's any clips from the game, but here is an example of Saquon Barkley running a 52-yard touchdown pass, but instead of Saquon, it's Mike Wazowski.
It's under center. I hand the ball. Oh yeah, they faked.
It was so silly. It was, but it's good for kids, man. And the whole time they're explaining the game, like to what a first down means, and it's like educational. I
got to do that, man.
Target audience is obviously kids, but you had me out there watching that instead because I'm still a kid at heart, just like we all are. But interesting stuff, man. But outside of the alternate broadcast that you did not watch, what an ending, man. A heck of a play from the Chargers. You feels like the Eagles are about to win the game, driving down the field in overtime, and then that interception sealed the deal.
Yeah, that what a play, by the way. I watched that the DB eye hurts the full time and keep his man in his peripheral right in front of him. Just amazing play on that football. Listen, that was a juggernaut game last night. If you like football, 8-4 teams from separate conferences, that's like a Super Bowl. You know, Richie, like the atmosphere and the stakes. That was a Super Bowl game last night. Where was that, by the way, in LA?
Yes.
All right, close to being the Super Bowl. Very close, but what a game, man. But this is what I've been telling y'all all season, Richie. This is why I've been high on the Chargers. Because Harbaugh's going to have that defense playing well. That don't mean they're not going to have some lulls. But look at what the Chargers are doing despite the O-line inconsistency from players being in and out. And Herbert playing on a broken hand and grimacing all night, like avoiding it and all type of stuff. This team is a top team in the league. It's one of the top teams. And we got to start respecting it as such. They beat the Eagles in a hard-fought battle going into overtime. It doesn't get more difficult than that. And when the Eagles needed the game, the Eagles are trying to hold the Cowboys off, and now the Cowboys thinking they really got life, even though they blew it last week themselves, killing themselves. But as long as the Eagles keep losing, the Cowboys still feeling like they have life. This game meant something for both teams because the Chargers aren't even guaranteed if they don't keep winning. So this wasn't a case of yeah, but this or yeah, but that. This was mano-a-mano, two good teams needing to win. And it came out to this outcome. You cannot bet against the Chargers. And I'm going to be honest with you. I still wouldn't bet against them in the division, Rich. Would you say the division is absolutely done yet?
No. It's definitely pretty much the division is open.
Do you see Denver's schedule? The last 4 games? Green Bay this week. Jaguars the week after.
Who are Trevor Lawrence? Woo! That's another topic.
The Chiefs after that in Kansas City. And Chargers to end the season. They got to play the Chargers in the final week of the season. Now it's in Denver, but look at the Chargers schedule. They got the Chiefs this week.
Well, what's very important in this is I just double checked.
It's tough.
One of the 2 losses the Broncos had was to the Chargers.
Yeah. Early in the season, I remember.
Well, which is big in terms of so if the Chargers win 3 of the last 4 games and one of those wins is against the Broncos and the Broncos lose 3 of the next 4 games, then yeah, the Chargers can win the division. But it's gonna be tough. It's going to be tough. At the Chargers schedule, let's see what their schedule looks like. They got a tough one themselves.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos. Both of them got
wow.
Yeah. And look at how it all ties in though, Richie. The Broncos got to play the Jags and the Chargers got to play the Texans. So that even has AFC South implications for both of those games and how it ends up.
Now, are the Broncos the best team in the NFL that nobody thinks is a threat? Does that question make sense?
The Chargers are.
Well, I mean, record-wise, like to give the Broncos some credit here, they've won 10 straight games, and what are we doing? Glazing the Patriots. Oh, Patriots. But no, have you heard a peep of Broncos hype? No. 10 games in a row they've won. 10. And no one's talking about them. They're the most least hype. Like if you look at the division leaders right now across the NFL, I think they are the one team that's not getting enough hype. And why? Is it because they're winning in ways that's not pretty and it's 1-score games? Probably.
It's also the opponents. It's also nobody's respecting the opponents to say where's the real true big win.
Patriots, I disagree. The Patriots haven't beat anybody. They get all the hype.
They beat the Bills.
TD, stop this. You don't even believe in the Bills. You beat the Bills. The Dolphins beat the Bills.
We're a good team.
Division game. It's a division game, bro. The Patriots. This is not turning into a Patriots thing, but I just want to be consistent because you are very inconsistent right there, saying they haven't beaten anybody. Neither of the Patriots, and they have the same.
No. I said why people probably don't respect it. I respect the Broncos, what they've been doing. I don't believe they're better than the Patriots. I never said that I don't respect the Broncos.
You don't think they're better than the Patriots?
No, I don't.
Think if they match up in the playoffs, Patriots win that game?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Well, you know what? I'll go a step further, Richie. Let me back that up. Here's how I look at both of these teams. Whoever's at home's going to win. Who's more likely to be at home looking at the schedule? Patriots. Patriots do not have the schedule the rest of the way like Denver does.
Well, the Bills game is not going to be an easy one. And then the Ravens in Baltimore. Ravens are still playing for something.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a cakewalk. And they got to play us. You're right. They got to play the Dolphins.
And Brady Cook. Don't sleep.
See, that's where it all falls apart. They play the Jets. They got an easy one left. Denver don't have an easy one on their schedule.
Yeah, but that's all for the first seed. That's all for the bye. And how many times have we seen the bye come back to haunt the team to get past the wild card round, host the divisional, just to lose because you had a week off?
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I just Denver is a great team this year.
From a matchup perspective, man, like the Broncos defense is exactly what I think. Like the Patriots have a defense that you could win with, but they don't have a top tier elite defense like the Broncos. Like if the Broncos can really shut everything down, like that's their key right there.
That's my concern, though, Richie, is because the offense isn't impressing me with Denver.
But they're opportunistic. They go, that offense makes plays when you have to. They're not consistent for 4 quarters.
Down the wire in the back end of the game when you need it. But, yeah, man, I mean, everybody that make the playoffs are like that typically. You know, I mean, so.
All I'm saying is I feel like the Broncos are the least hyped team in the NFL, just in terms of like 10 games in a row, second seed, 11-2 record. I just want to give them some flowers because any team that has a record like that, winning 10 in a row, deserves praise, just like we've been singing the praise of the Philadelphia Eagles. And what's crazy too is there's not one 11-win team in the NFC.
They beating up on each other, and it's beautiful, man. That's why
and the two 10-win teams and the two 10-win teams are in the same division in the NFC.
NFC North, yeah,
not NFC North.
Wait, who are the two 10-win teams?
I don't know. TD, you tell me.
The Seahawks. They got 10?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. And is it San Francisco?
No, they got 9, which is crazy.
The Rams. Well, the Rams.
Yeah.
They've been a little
the NFC West is absurd, man. You got 2 teams 10-3, and then the Niners at 9-4. Like that's just absurd. And then the same thing with NFC North: 9-3-1 Packers, 9-4 Bears, 8-5 Lions. The Packers are red hot. They've won 4 in a row. That's another team that no one's really talking about.
Solid opponents too.
Yeah, no one's talking about those Green Bay Packers.
There's a lot of teams streaking right now that's really coming into form, and that's what's crazy about it. That's what's exciting about it, though. But for the Eagles, is there a kink in the armor now, though?
Yeah. 3 losses in a row. I mean, I could definitely see them still winning their division because if the Cowboys won against the Lions, we'd have a real conversation about them stealing the division. But they actually, if you look at it, like they could still win the division. The Cowboys.
They're only 1.5 games out.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, the Cowboys beat the Eagles. Wait, they split though, right? Yeah, they split. Yeah. The Cowboys and Eagles already faced off twice. They split. So what's the second tiebreaker in the division? Is it AFC? Is it the division record?
It's not going to come out to that though, because Cowboys have that half win.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, but if they finish with the same amount of wins, then that means the Cowboys will get it. So the Cowboys technically have the tiebreaker because of that tie.
Yeah, because they won't. It's just a matter of who gets to the most wins, and the Cowboys are
have the same amount of wins. Then I think the Cowboys will get it. Is my point. Like, say they finish.
Yeah, because of the half.
11 wins, both of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the most wins the Cowboys get is 10. So the Eagles would have to lose 2 of their remainder 4 games, and the Cowboys have to win out.
Well, here's the deal with the Cowboys' schedule. It's favorable. Let me make sure. It is
favorable.
Yeah, they got the Commanders. They have Minnesota. I mean, they're coming on right now. I mean, JJ had a pretty good game.
Chargers,
yeah. And then one more. It's a division. It's Giants, yeah. That's favorable for the Cowboys.
So the Eagles have lost 3 in a row, and you look at their schedule, really easy. Really easy. Raiders this week, Commanders next week, and then the Bills, which is the only difficult one. The only difficult game is the Bills. And then the Commanders again. They versed the Commanders twice and the Raiders. So, yeah, lock it up. They won the division. Unless they keep...
Because isn't it still I don't know, them division games, those 2 Commanders games.
I mean, Jaden Daniels is back, but he looked really bad.
Yeah, but he's just coming back. Those are trap games, man. They got to be on that. And playing that late in the year, teams just want a little spark to finish the year. You cannot. The Eagles could lose too. They need to beat Buffalo. If they don't beat Buffalo, they're in trouble. They could lose too, Richie.
It could. I mean, anything can happen.
But we'll see. Cowboys got to handle their own business anyway. So
exactly. Where are the Chiefs fans at? Crickets, says Sergeant Moonshine. That's another team that we didn't bring up. Seems like they are done. I mean, if you look at the AFC, if you look at the NFL playoff picture right now, there are how many teams have the same record right outside? They're like 6 and 7.
Yeah, they can't win a division anymore. That's a wrap.
Yeah, so you look at right here, you have the out on the bubble, you got the Colts, Ravens, and Chiefs all right outside. We're gonna just not even talk about the 11.
Scroll down one more. Scroll down.
Yeah,
one
no, we're not even gonna go down.
Oh, hey, Richie come on now. Show the picture, Richie.
I'll show you this part.
We in there. Hey.
See this? Less than 1% chance.
Sorry.
Which is funny because you have the same record as the Chiefs, who have an 11% chance, and the Ravens, who have a 33% chance because of their division. But so seems unlikely. Do you think this is what we will see in the AFC playoff picture? Is these 7 teams, or are we going to see one of the Colts with Phillip Rivers, Ravens, Chiefs, or dare I say Dolphins getting in?
Richie, I have absolutely no answer for you, man. This is parody. The NFL loves this because have we had this much parody before? Like in a long time? Like this amount? This is crazy. Look at the teams on the outside looking in. They're some of the better teams for years, so people are still hopeful. Ravens, Chiefs.
Same thing with the NFC of the Lions outside looking in. And the Panthers, who have been playing good football.
Yeah, this is exactly what the NFL wanted.
I mean, the Panthers could win their division, by the way. They're tied with the Bucs at 7-6.
Wait,
so
hold on.
The only way the Panthers are going to get in is if they win their division.
Who else in there? What is Atlanta's?
Atlanta's done. Atlanta's 4-9. They're eliminated.
Wow. So,
Oh, did we lose TD? TD, you there? TD is frozen. Froze on us. Showed him the eliminated teams, and it crashed his system. Folks, make sure you guys smash the like button if you guys are enjoying the show here. As we're live on 4th and Forever, TD and I are going through all the playoff scenarios right now. And it seems like it's a very competitive NFL right now. You got all these teams outside the bubble that are still mathematically alive. The Lions, 51% chance. TD, you there? Hello?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm like,
there you are. Missed you there. You froze on us.
Yeah, I was there, but I wasn't there. I
went over to the eliminated side of things, and then you got eliminated from the show.
Oh Lord, yeah, get out of there. Get out of there. That's the bad lowly teams. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting coming down the stretch. All these teams still have a chance. I think next week is really gonna make things a little bit firmer for everybody because a lot of these teams actually play each other coming up. So yeah, man. Here we are.
I just noticed actually that Chargers win to bump the Bills down to 6. So the Chargers have the tiebreaker over the Bills right now.
Yeah, it hurts us too, though. The Chargers win last night really hurt us.
Hurt who?
The Dolphins.
Who cares? What? Who's looking at you all? You had less than 1% chance. Do you realize if you win out, you're not making it? Even if you win out, you're not making it.
Scenario that we can.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
If the Chargers lose all their games, or the Bills lose all their games, or the Texans lose two of their games, or 3.
Yeah, that's why it's less than 1%.
Yeah, it's possible.
So really fast. let's go through the playoff bracket and predict the winners of each game. All right.
All right.
They don't have it filled in. All right. And we'll start in the NFC. Wild card weekend. You have Green Bay hosting the Bears. A game we just saw.
And the Bears lost. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And this would be in Green Bay. You'd have to go Green Bay.
Okay. You have Eagles taking on the 49ers in the wild card. That's a big game. I love wild card weekend, man. You got Saturday and Sunday, just straight up, just hitters.
You can't bet against the Eagles, Super Bowl champs, regardless of the rocky road that they're dealing with now. They'll be at home. You got to roll with them.
Seahawks, Bucks in Tampa.
This was interesting. The Seahawks go on the road to Tampa and they get them.
Yeah, this is always that same thing as last year, where the team with the better record as the 5th seed is usually always the case. The 5th seed is usually always the better team, but they're always on the road because of the whole situation. So
I would pick Seattle in this.
So you have the Seahawks, the Eagles, and the
Green Bay
Packers moving on, and then you have the Rams as the bye. So moving on to the AFC, Patriots, Texans. Ooh.
Patriots.
Why do you say that so convincingly? You see how good the Texans
I have more confidence in the Patriots offense than the Texans.
You don't have confidence in it.
Both defenses are going to clash, but I have more confidence.
You think the Patriots defense is on the same level as the Texans defense?
Yeah.
That's false.
Yeah, no, that's it's not false against the good teams. I understand what the Texans do.
Texans defense is like, like suffocating, bro. Like they win games because of their defense.
They play the league MVP, okay? Until they play Drake May.
Who have the Patriots shut down on defense to the point where they have an elite level defense?
I think low key they have an elite level defense, Richie. I just think that I put it like this. They have a top 10 defense, but it doesn't get outside of that. I don't know how to explain this. So it's not the best defense in the league, right? But it's top 10 and every week it's top 10. I'm not going to sit here and act like Houston didn't have a few flaws early in the season. What I'm saying, the Patriots all season, they're going to play the same level of defense. And their offense is going to be good enough to score more than their defense is going to allow. This is what I believe. Their offense will score more than their defense ever allows.
Mm-hmm. Their offense. Yeah. I mean, the Texans are the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I think you got to include that into that context. But we'll see. All right. You have the Bills taking on the Jaguars.
This is, gosh, man, the Bills win the first round.
And then you have Chargers, Steelers.
Chargers.
All right. So you have the Broncos advancing, the Patriots advancing, and the Bills and the Chargers. Well, that's an early look at the wild card weekend.
You're supposed to keep going, Rich. You're supposed to go down the whole bracket.
All right, let's do it. So you got Rams taking on the Seahawks, which is great division matchup in the divisional. And then you have the Packers and Eagles. So let's start off with Rams Seahawks.
Rams Seahawks, I'd obviously take the Rams because the quarterback positions, the Stafford's going to show up. That's where you can't trust Sam unless he turns the corner. That'll be his opportunity, but you got to go with the Rams in that. And if you go Packers Eagles, congratulations to the Green Bay Packers. They're going to the NFC Championship versus the Rams.
So you got Packers Rams NFC Championship.
Yep.
And then on the AFC side of things, you will have the Broncos.
For right now.
Yep. You have the Broncos taking on the Bills in the divisional. And the Chargers taking on
Patriots.
the Patriots.
Broncos, Bills. This is disgusting. The Bills will win again.
The Bills are going to beat the Jaguars and the Broncos to get to the AFC Championship.
Yeah. If it ends like this, it's not going to end like this. But if it ends like this, the Bills going to the AFC Championship game.
And then you have Patriots taking on the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Patriots because the Chargers are too beat up. Those are two similar teams to me. Two very similar teams.
Patriots are also beat up, though.
It hasn't mattered. You've seen the lulls from the Chargers here and there over the last 8 weeks.
Chargers will be healthy by then. So, all right. So then you have Patriots, Bills, AFC Championship.
Yeah.
You have an AFC East Championship.
That means the AFC East team is going to the Super Bowl no matter what.
Yeah, that's what that means. And now we have Packers. Packers, Rams, and then Patriots, Bills in the championship.
Yeah.
All right, pick your one.
This is wild. The Super Bowl will be the Green Bay Packers versus the New England Patriots. The Green Bay Packers versus the New England Patriots.
And who's winning?
I don't know. It don't matter at that point. You don't have to pick it until it happened, Richie.
You got all right. So right now on December 9th, heading into week 15, TD Finstalk predicts a Packers.
And now watch what happened, Richie.
Why Packers though? You're high in the Packers.
Two teams in the hunt on both sides gonna flip in, and then it's gonna be a different scenario, and people are gonna be like, "No, you said no." That's if it ended like this.
But the Packers, I did not know you were this high on the Packers.
I'm not, but whenever I think about both teams and how they match up, I'm still coming up with them winning those games with the teams that they play. I'm not going off of who I'm high on and low on. I just did that based off of in that matchup, I would go with this team. And then I have my reasoning, but yeah.
And you're that high on the Patriots.
Yeah. Patriots, yeah.
Well, there you had it, folks. That's TD Fins Talks prediction. We got to get a graphic made for you. So it's like, we know exactly how you have this whole thing figured out.
Yeah. You can do the brackets. Yeah.
We can do a whole bracket for you. It's going to be fun, man. But the thing that the reason why it's hard to make these predictions, of course, is it's not the official playoffs. And I see the Lions squeaking in somehow. I don't know how, though. It's going to be really tough because the Bears are going to have to be the team that they replace in their own division.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just if it ended like this, because certain teams could change the whole order. It could change the entire order. So, and other teams could play. Like, there are teams from a matchup standpoint that might actually beat another team if they're in a higher position. So, yeah, it's just like for instance, say Houston takes the Jag spot and the Bills got to play Houston. Then it changes. You know, I would take Houston over Buffalo.
But you wouldn't take Houston over the Patriots.
No, I would take Houston over Buffalo.
CJ Stroud playing good football. I got to give him credit. CJ Stroud's balling.
Yeah, but I'm not taking the Jags over Buffalo.
I'm not going to be. I got to be consistent. I got to be consistent right here. I'm known to be, not really fond of the Texans and the CJ Stroud, but if they keep playing the way they're playing, the Texans are the team to watch in the playoffs. They are built. Their team, the way they're playing, is built to go on a playoff run, bro. I'm not even kidding.
The defense is leading them there, but you need more on that offensive side of the ball right now.
But they're getting it. They got explosives. Nico Collins, CJ Stroud's getting there. They got rookies that I love at the wide receiver spot with Higgins and Noel.
Improve the sample size. You got 4 more weeks to convince everybody.
I know, man. I'm just saying, bro. Like, the Texans are that upset team where you think you got an easy win, and then that defense comes to play. They got I don't know, man. That's the team. All of a sudden, I'm like, with the way that defense reminds me of the Robert Saleh defense of the Jets, but just leveled up. It's the same exact scheme. D'Amico Ryans came from the 49ers, just like Saleh came from the 49ers. It's that same defense, just a tick up, and it's carrying them. And that could be a way to win football games. But at the end of the day, only time will tell, folks. Only time will tell. We got another super chat from our good friend Glenn. Here's a question. Who's playing worse, Hurts or Tua? Has Tua had a game with 5 turnovers yet this season?
No. I mean, well, are we counting the drop one?
Yeah,
no.
It was funny, though. When I was watching the broadcast on the Monsters, Inc., they literally had Jalen Hurts picked off by Sully. It was like hilarious.
That's a great question. Who's playing worse? The last 4 games, I'll say Jalen Hurts. The season, because Tua's been bad the last 4 games. But the season, I'm going with Tua. Tua's had a worse season. But for the last 4 games, Jalen Hurts. Because when you look at Jalen Hurts, he's had, like earlier this season, that's not the case. The Rams game, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, balled out. Bucks game, clean. Broncos, clean. Vikings game, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Giants game, 4 touchdowns, no picks. He's had some really good games in the regular season, but the last 4 has been pretty tough. No, the Cowboys game was solid, but the 3 of the last 4 have been bad. They've been bad.
Well, Glenn, we appreciate the super chat as always. Folks, as we all know, we have a proud sponsor of 4th and Forever. That's Sleeper. Get a 100% match up to $100 by using the code RTS. That link is at the top of the description. If you have not signed up for Sleeper by now, they've been the sponsor all throughout the season. You guys can get free money just by signing up today, getting a $20 for free, and you guys can bet more or less all across the entire NFL. If you're into the NBA, they got NBA bets. They got every single sport on that app, fantasy, you name it. So big shout out to Sleeper for being a proud sponsor. They are awesome. And if you want to help with your sleeper picks, you guys should definitely consider using RotoWire. RotoWire gives you a 15% off with our code RTS. We're just giving you all these promo codes, folks. It's like discounts. That's what the world is right now. Prioritize those discount codes, man. I promise you that. And you guys can go to RotoWire, and they will literally give you all of the data you need to make your sleeper picks. They sync together. Sleeper and RotoWire sync together, and you can leverage RotoWire in your picks. So make sure you guys go check out RotoWire. Big time shout out to them, as always, for sponsoring the show. Now, TD, man, I swear, we were at the game together this Sunday, Jets and Dolphins. The whole time, all I hear, Rich, you see Shedeur? You see Shedeur? Oh, Rich, you see Shedeur? Shedeur this, Shedeur that. I'm like, TD, we're watching a football game. Why do you have the Browns game on your phone?
You got the wrong Browns game up.
Oh, my God. Oh, this was 2 weeks ago. I'll fix that.
Oh, man.
But TD, Shedeur Sanders has a fantastic game statistically, but he fails on a 2-point conversion. Or did he fail? Because he wasn't given the opportunity to. 4 touchdowns for Shedeur Sanders. You're the big Shedeur Sanders guy. And everybody prepare for TD to talk for 10, 15 minutes. And the reason why we're going to this topic, by the way, I would not be bringing this up if my co-host was not Tony Dow. I know this means a lot to TD.
Why wouldn't you be bringing this up, though, Richie?
Say you were out.
Is bringing this up.
Say you were out and Dan was on. It was Dan and I. We're not spending 10 minutes on this. We're not spending time on this if it's just me and Dan.
We're failing, man. If we wouldn't be talking about this, we're failing. This is what people want to talk about, Richie.
Congrats to Shedeur Sanders being named the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season. Good luck. Have you seen the schedule?
Yeah, but that's what he wants. That's the type of kid he is. He ain't backing down from nothing. He wants the challenge. But his name isn't Shedeur Sanders, by the way. It's 5th round pick. Okay, that's what his name is. Shedeur Sanders is already playing better than any rookie quarterback in the NFL right now. He's already playing better than any rookie quarterback in the NFL right now. And he got selected in the 5th round.
He had a I wouldn't go that
far. Who's playing better? Which
what do you mean by playing better?
Name the rookie.
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart playing better. We were happy Jackson Dart in one game. Technically, I mean Jackson Dart. No. It's before that.
He was injured.
I remember Jackson Dart playing the game. I was like, that was promising. 1 touchdown, no picks, and it was good. He didn't blow it for his team. He was solid. But what he did since, we just been.
How about the quarterback that beat him, Cam Ward?
Beat who? Who beat who?
Sure.
Cam Ward ain't beat nobody.
Cam Ward.
I like Cam Ward. Cam Ward was horrible. I mean, he made some throws, but he was.
See, this is where you're so inconsistent, man. If Shedeur Sanders, oh my goodness. If Shedeur Sanders had the exact stat line as Cam Ward and it made the same exact throws and they won the game and Cam Ward did what Shedeur did, you would be singing a different tune right now.
Richie, it's just not true. If Shedeur Sanders was on the other side of the football, the Browns may have gotten the win led by the defense. And I mean, the defense in the run game is why Tennessee won, period. 116 yards. Cam Ward was not, that offense is stagnant. And they need to find somebody to help Cam Ward and figure it out on that offense. But what nobody thought against a great D-line is that Tennessee would run the ball as well as they did. They ran the ball up and down the field on the Browns. All right. So I would not be raving about Shedeur's stat. Did you hear me talking about that same stat line from Shedeur last week? That's pretty much what it was. But anyway, Richie, you bait me into that. But no, this is Shedeur Sanders did a great job. He was amazing in my opinion. No rookie's perfect, has some flaws in the game, but overcame them, put his team in a position to tie to go to overtime. Unfortunately, they didn't get an opportunity to go into overtime. Now, I'm different than a lot of people. I don't have a problem with what Kevin. Let me back up. Kevin Stefanski and his offensive group, they called a good play on that 2-point conversion. What happened on the play, if people need to go watch the film of the play and understand what happened. This was a read play by the running back in the Wildcat. The running back's job was to run towards the right and identify if the corner was racing down the other side of the field to catch up to the receiver in man coverage. His job was to identify if the DB was running, the Wildcat will work to the pylon. If the DB stays there, you pitch the ball to the reverse guy, and he had a wide open lane to score. If you go back and watch the film, if he would have pitched that football, that would have been a touch. That would have been a 2-point conversion. All right. The problem on the play is the tight end and the lineman. By the time the Wildcat guy saw the corner, it was too late. That's why he turned around 360 the way he did. Was like, oh, crap, the corner. Let me pitch. It's too late. It was a good play call. The execution of it wasn't good, and it was kind of flawed in the sense that he didn't see the corner. He didn't see him. That's why he kept the ball. But here's where Kevin Stefanski messed up. It was a good play call, but you can't call that play when you got a quarterback who has the mojo and the fans and the team on his back at the moment, leading you to that point. You have to let him finish it, whether it is successful or a failure. It was his to succeed or fail in, not yours, Kevin Stefanski, to be running the Wildcat run. It was Shedeur Sanders' chance to succeed or fail in that moment, and you took it away from him. That's the problem with that play. So the Browns end up losing, so brownish. And
brownish.
It's so brownish. And it is what it is. But Shedeur Sanders, in his regard, listen, this has always been about y'all disrespected this man and where you drafted him. He was not a 5th-round pick. I don't care if you didn't like his personality or not. His skill set was not a 5th-round pick. In the further proof, if you're going to justify Dylan Gabriel being a 3rd-round prospect, then why are you still out here arguing that, oh, well, Shedeur Sanders got flaws and he's really a 5th-round prospect? But you got Dylan Gabriel, a 3rd-round prospect. At least say Shedeur is a 3rd-round prospect if you're going to do that.
That man was supposed to go number 2.
Overall, that's my whole point, man. So, but no, on a serious note, though, Richie, this is why so many people are going to ride hard for Shedeur, because there's a lot of people that sit back in the back of their mind like, why would that happen? Was this collusion? Don't tell us your scouting said that he was a 5th-round pick. Everybody knew he wasn't, and now on the field, he's showing he wasn't. You can't tell me 32 NFL teams said he was a 5th-round pick or worse. You can't. You can't get away with that lie. You can't. So this is why there's a large group of people that feel like there was personal things, whatever they were, involved, whatever reason it was, and it's not right. So that's why he's going to have the obnoxious, annoying fans, because when you see somebody getting done wrong, especially a young man,
Like yourself.
especially a young man who did everything right, he didn't get caught up in this, didn't get caught up in that, didn't take the wrong paths, did everything right, got good grades, never harmed anyone, and you see him done like that, you're going to ride for him. You want him to win. So that's what's happening here. And he has the opportunity to prove everybody wrong, and he's starting to do so, and it's that simple.
The main question we have, if Shedeur was on the Jets, would you be pulling for him? This is a question from NY Jet.
And y'all drafted him in the 5th round and drafted another quarterback in the 3rd that wasn't as good?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, boy, they put me in a dilemma there. Hey, man.
Or whatever the case may be, he gets drafted by the Jets. He's getting his opportunity, and he's playing right now as a rookie. Like, what's your – say we went to the game yesterday, and it's Shedeur.
So are you saying say the Jets drafted him 2nd overall?
Yeah,
oh, no. I wish him the absolute worst. I wish him the worst. I don't care. You got to understand, Richie, the only reason people are riding for him because they know something wasn't right.
But before before he was drafted, you were riding for him. And all of a sudden,
I'm a Shedeur Sanders fan, but he goes to the Bills, the Jets.
All right, say the Jets got him in the 5th round.
And y'all got another quarterback before that or whatever?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I would hope for him to succeed because y'all ain't going nowhere anyway. It'll be just like the Browns.
It would be TD Jets talk and TD Pats talk.
No. I would
then TD hate on the Bills talk.
No, I would just be talking about the simple fact that nobody should have drafted him in the 5th. Good for the Jets for eventually drafting him, but that was wrong.
All right.
That's all this is about, Richie. It's about the fact that they drafted this man, and there's something at play of why.
There is something at play, and he's out there trying to prove everybody wrong, putting up the watch. You saw the Titans.
And shouldn't have had to. That's the point. Shouldn't have had to prove people wrong. Cam Ward ain't got to prove people wrong. Shedeur already having a better season than
all I know is that Shedeur Sanders lost to the worst team in football. That's all I know. Based on no one care about no stats in a loss. Come on now. Now, all jokes aside, man. Shedeur Sanders, will he take his opportunity, improve to the Browns to be the future of the Browns next year? Because Deshaun Watson's going to be back. So big, interesting drama is brewing over there in Cleveland in the next year and the next offseason. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Sydney got here late. Thoughts on the Colts bringing back Phillip Rivers? You can rewind to the top of the show if you would like to. That we did start off the show with the Phillip Rivers news. So definitely go check that section of the show out if you did not already. We appreciate that. And any other news, TD, that we had on the slate?
Yeah, man. The biggest news we didn't even talk about. The New York Jets have officially been eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful day for football. But that's pretty much it. Breaking news.
Beautiful day for football, man. What are you talking about? The Jets.
Oh, Richie, did you ever think you was going to have a worst team in the division before the season started? The worst.
Yeah, I think it was possible, but I was hoping it wasn't the case. But it is what it is.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You know what I mean?
5 more years of this.
But I really genuinely believe, and I'll say this again, I said it last night, and you can say I'm not talking the truth, but I absolutely love where the Jets are at compared to the Dolphins in terms of what's setting up for the future.
I mean,
I really do.
You're right.
The Bills and Patriots are steps ahead of the Jets, 100%. But yeah, the Dolphins are better this year, no doubt.
That's where you get it wrong. You're right. You're in a better position than the Dolphins because y'all have an opportunity to turn this around quicker than we are. We're about to start ours. And y'all already started y'all's. Y'all just didn't realize it. But low-key, the Bills, man, they're in a bad position. They just don't know it yet. Just don't know it.
You've been saying that for 4 years straight, though.
You might not make the playoffs, Richie, but I'm going to put them in for now. But, hey.
TD, you just had them go to the AFC Championship.
Richie, that was if they got in with the current standings. We got 4 more games, man.
Listen, man, it's it is interesting. There's a lot of debate right now. Like from a Dolphins draft standpoint, where are the early status of the Dolphins in this draft? Like, are you looking into quarterback, or is it more just getting the best player available? That's a position of need, or you're not even thinking about that yet?
Not even thinking about it. I've tried to, but I stopped because this is why you're right. Y'all are in a better position than us. We don't even know which way to think because it's a different thinking process if we get a new GM or we keep the interim. It's a different thinking process if McDaniel get fired or he stays. You see what I'm saying? We got to figure out the front office before we understand their philosophy in football and which direction we're headed. We have no clue. We might not have Tua next year, regardless of the money. We probably will. We have no clue. That new general manager in that first domino on what he does with McDaniel. Does he retain him for next year or go ahead and get rid of him? That's going to be very telling. We don't know which way to go, man. Which way to think.
This offseason is going to be absolutely absurd. And I'm really, really excited about it, man. I absolutely am.
You know what I can see? You know what I can see, Richie? I could see a team with the top pick trading with Miami where the Dolphins are giving away first-round picks and Waddle for the quarterback they already have. Like, think about the Giants bringing in Waddle with Dart and giving up their pick. Or think about, you see what I mean? I could see something like that happening with the new general manager. Going up.
Okay, and then what? You're drafting a quarterback to go into a situation with that's setting up that rookie for nothing.
We're rebuilding. You're going to be building the trenches around them.
Yeah, but the big question,
trench play.
And that brings up the big debate right now in Jets land is exactly what you said. I don't know if I would want the Jets to do, right? From a Jets perspective, let me know your thoughts of this philosophy. Would it be smart for the Jets to trade all their assets they got to the number 1 overall pick to get their quarterback, when, in my opinion, the Jets are not a quarterback away? Or you use these resources this offseason, build out the roster, get talent, so then you kick the can down the road, get a bridge, and then 27, the quarterback you draft is entering an actual situation that you can develop him with. So he has the infrastructure.
I used to feel that, Richie. I used to feel like build the team, drop the quarterback in, the draft pick as a cherry on top. I used to feel that way. I don't anymore. What I found for teams that typically do that, the quarterback play that they have while they're building the team is so bad that you really don't know the team you have. You don't know the receiver you truly have because of who's throwing them the football. You don't know do you see what I'm saying? You need the guy in building to build with the unit you have, good or bad, because that's who you have. You got to go get your quarterback because guess what?
Everything. Yep.
But he'll elevate even if things around him aren't good. What, like Drake May? He still showed that promise when nothing was around him. And that's the difference. You got to get your quarterback first. You got to identify this is the guy.
It's an interesting one, man. I'm on Tankathon right now, and they just have an automated mock draft. And this is automatic. I didn't do this. You have the Jets going with a wide receiver at 7, Jordan Tyson. Fernando Mendoza goes 2 to the Raiders. Dante Moore goes to the Browns. That's not happening. Or maybe, you never know. Ty Simpson to the Saints. And then that leaves the Dolphins getting a corner from LSU.
Crazy work.
And then the Jets' second first-round pick is a linebacker. It's a great linebacker class. I know that. But I don't know, man. And in this scenario, the Jets draft their quarterback in round 2, which is Lenore Sellers. So, and then they have another second-round pick. They get their corner. So it's going to be an interesting situation. Big debate amongst Jets fans is, and the reason why it's really hard for me to go into the draft, even at this stage, even though the Jets are eliminated, all that, just because I don't know where the Jets are drafting yet. Like, I really don't. Like, I want to wait to see where they're exactly, just like the playoff scenarios we did the scenarios. We don't know if that's exactly how it's going to finish, but we're going through it. And with the draft, it's hard to really do mock drafts right now until you know the exact order.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, hey, it'll feel a lot better 2 weeks from now when about 3 or 4 more teams eliminated, start to get a feel of the bottom area that you're probably not going to move up or down, but 2 to 3 spots either way. So you can start to look where you're going to draft.
Only time will tell, folks. Only time will tell. Well, folks, that's going to wrap this up, TD. Any other things you want to say before we end it all up here on Fourth and Forever?
No, good stuff, man. We'll be getting that graphic out of my playoff predictions if they were to start now. Green Bay Packers versus New England Patriots Super Bowl. Who would you have in that matchup, Richie? I already know who you would have because you don't even think.
I already know who you would have too.
Who, me? I really don't know, but I know who you would pick. You would pick.
I know who you would pick.
No, I don't know. I really don't because the Packers defense is pretty good. I want to see a Drake May go up against that kind of defense, that pass rush. I don't know. It will be interesting.
I don't know, man. I think that I'll be proven right or wrong, but we got to see I got to see the Patriots against like a really good quality sound team before you think like I honestly think like if they match up against the Texans or the Broncos in the playoffs, like don't sleep on those two teams beating the Patriots, man. That's all I'm saying. Like those two teams I think are built to beat a team like the Patriots based off how the Patriots have been winning compared to how they've been winning. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you're sleeping on that Patriots defense.
I'm not saying they're a bad defense. Not at all. They're a good defense. They're right around like 10, 12 ranked. But like I'm talking about the top tier, like the Texans and the Broncos are the elite of the elite where they can win you games on the backs of their defense. But only time will tell. Another team that has an elite level defense is the Seahawks.
Seahawks are not going to get through the Rams. That's the problem.
I don't know. They got another matchup against them, so we'll see if they can beat them or get swept by them. But we shall see. Folks, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button if you didn't already. We're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and enjoy. Make sure you guys check out the divisional shows tonight all across the network. Go check them out. We appreciate y'all.